Brees looked old. Big Ben looked old. Phillip Rivers looked old. Tom Brady yesterday just looked great. And it was great because there were times yesterday I thought Tom was throwing the ball too hard on some of those in routes for his receivers. I think that's probably top 5 Tom Brady moment for me. Forget the fact he was on the road. Forget the fact the Saints, I believe, have the best roster in the NFL. Forget the fact it's a top 5 defense. Yesterday went from Tom Brady won the divorce to, God, New England made a huge, huge mistake. I don't want to hear about his weapons. Antonio Brown got hurt. Mike Evans, ineffective. Chris Godwin played poorly. Gronk, non-factor. I don't want to hear about weapons. And by the way, nobody thinks Brady had the better coach yesterday. That, my friends, was a master's class on how to win a playoff game when not everything goes well. Wisdom and leadership and moxie and intelligence and efficiency. You know, it's funny. There's always those bumper stickers. You ever seen those bumper stickers? You mean people stink. And I always think, so do people with low standards. Tom Brady yells at teammates. Tom Brady can be rough. Tom Brady barks at coaches. Tom Brady, I've heard, is rough at practice. Do it again. Let's go. Line up. Do it again. Let's go. And yesterday is the payday for that. Sometimes people are viewed as mean when all they're doing is holding you to a standard you're certainly capable of reaching, but nobody's ever demanded you reach that standard. Yesterday, Tom didn't have the system. He didn't have Belichick. He didn't have the Foxborough weather. He didn't have the better defense. No, not really. He just had Tom. 43 years of Tom Brady. That's all he had. And you know what I mean? If you'd have said before the game, all right, so Brady's going to go and play the Saints for a third time. Mike Evans, AB, Chris Godwin, and Gronk are going to combine for 7 catches. You would have said, oh my God, this is a disaster. Instead, they won going away. We've gone past the Brady won the divorce. This is New England made a huge mistake. Rivers looked old. Ben looked old. Brees looked old. Tom looked great. Honestly, I don't know what it is. I don't know if he goes to Europe. I don't know what he's taken. Maybe it's the supermodel wife. I have no idea. Maybe it's avocado ice cream. But Drew Brees struggling perfectly framed how amazing Brady is. This feels very much like LeBron and D. Wade, where at the end, D. Wade's a Hall of Famer with great integrity, but he's coming off the bench and he's not very dynamic, and LeBron's still the best player in the game. What? How's that possible? It's not really. Maybe LeBron eats avocado ice cream for breakfast too. Brees is still really good, but Brees is how you age when you get to 40. That's what you look like. That's what you look like. Can't throw the deep ball. Just don't have that zip on the sideline passes. That was as impressive as I've ever seen. I don't want to hear about Belichick. I don't want to hear about the weapons. I don't want to hear about the system. Remember all those articles that came out about a year and a half ago with Tom? Anonymous sources. We could have won with a lot of quarterbacks here. Yeah, I saw Cam. It wasn't great. And Cam's not untalented. And by the way, Jameis is not untalented. Jameis is really talented. In New Orleans, he's the guy that can throw the ball, deep and stuff. 7-9 to 13-5. Maybe 14-5. Maybe 15-5. Brady's never been great in the first quarter of any Super Bowl. He's a boxer. He feels the game out. But he's had some unbelievable second halves. And that is truly what separates good from great and great from legend. Tampa trailed third quarter on the road against a better roster by 7. Brady's last 4 drives, touchdown, field goal, touchdown, ran out the clock. That's as good as you can quarterback. I mean, that was a master's class yesterday. All right, so the Cleveland Browns are gone. Head up, though. Baker Mayfield only had one first down last 8 minutes. Not great, but you know what? The reality is Cleveland's going to be around. Cleveland played their butt off. Cleveland finally has the right coach, and Baker, when he has the right coach, can be pretty effective. Good for them. But let's be totally honest about what we saw Kansas City, Cleveland. When Patrick Mahomes left, he was 21 of 30, a touchdown, a rushing touchdown, and 107 passer rating. That's on a bad foot. Hobbled for 2 quarters, didn't play for a quarter and a half, and Kansas City won. And when Mahomes got the ball, let me read you what happened to every drive. Touchdown, touchdown, field goal, missed field goal, in position for a field goal. They scored on every drive they engineered with Mahomes. I mean, it really was Kevin Durant and Steph and the Warriors. Like, they just have figured the game out. It is just easier. Travis Kelce and Cleveland knew he was their first target. 8 catches, 109 yards. They were powerless. Tyreek Hill, we've got to double him. 8 catches, 109 yards. Powerless. It didn't matter that Cleveland knew who they were going to throw to. They still went to him for 16 combined catches. And I look at this game, I kind of look at this game 2 ways, or in 2 parts. Here's the first part, and this is really how I see the game. Kansas City led 19-10. Mahomes is driving and gets hurt. He was going to set him up for at least a field goal, maybe a touchdown. But if their kicker could have made a PAT and an easy field goal, it would have been, 23-10. Mahomes leads a touchdown, it's 30-10, and it's over. And I'm not making excuses. There was a call that didn't go Cleveland's way. But what I saw was a quarterback that didn't play for 3 weeks, came in with a hobbled foot very early, had to leave early, and it didn't affect anything. They still won the football game. Kansas City, for the first time in about a month and a half, maybe they are better than Buffalo. To not be able to have your star quarterback who's rusty coming in, playing a hobbled foot, and then leave, and you win with Chad Henne. I mean, I had my doubts they could flip a switch. And it's nothing against what Cleveland did. But Kansas City's defense, when they had to be great, was, and they won with Chad Henne. Those first 7-8 drives by Mahomes, it was insane. It's like he had the answers to the test. He wasn't getting sacked. He wasn't really getting hurried. He was moving out of the pocket. Sometimes, I said this when Katie and Steph, there were times I felt they were bored. There were times I thought Katie and Steph were literally struggling to convince themselves, we got a game tonight, folks. It starts in 8 minutes. Those first 7-8 drives, wow. It should not be that easy because Cleveland's got a lot of ballers and they got a lot of big contracts. They got a lot of players, and Myles Garrett's unbelievable, and they got talented guys in the back end. But I don't see that as a close game. I see that as an injury, a hobbled foot, and a concussion away from being way too easy for a team that had a quarterback that hadn't played in 20 days. Really impressive stuff by Kansas City. 21 of 30 was Mahomes, 250 yards, 107 passer rating, rarely hurried, didn't play for 3 weeks. That's not what it's supposed to look like. That is not what it's supposed to look like. And Cleveland was powerless to stop Travis Kelce, powerless to stop Tyreek Hill. I mean, everybody today is like, Cleveland, great job. Yeah, that's fine. But if Mahomes doesn't get a banged-up foot and Mahomes stays in, that thing was getting out of hand. I don't want to hear about a call. That thing had a chance to get out of hand. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.